Global megastar Usher gives us something else to scream yeah about: a tour. That story is going to kick off today's trending stories. Here's a look at our hot topics brought to you by Paw Patrol Live Heroes Unite at Walton Arts Center. The multi-talented superstar Usher is reportedly making plans to embark on a world tour after his halftime show at the big game in February. According to Billboard, Usher's team has been strategically placing holds on arenas worldwide, and dates are expected to be announced soon. The last time an artist used the big game to launch a new tour was Lady Gaga in 2017. That last time that Usher was on tour was in 2015. So the Apple Music halftime show is set to take place February 11th at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas, which coincidentally is where Usher also has a highly successful residency happening right now. So what do you think about this halftime show announcement this week, John? You on board?
Well, I'm not going to lie. They said Usher is going to be the headlining artist, which
Right.
doesn't mean he will be the only artist.
Yes.
A lot of times they have somebody and then they bring somebody in. Last year with Rihanna, they did not do that.
That's
it was
true.
just Rihanna.
Right.
But a lot of times they have the headliner and then they bring somebody in to kind of supplement the whole thing.
Yeah, we were speculating on who those people or person might be this year. As always, I'm sure there's more news to come, but Usher there announcing that global tour. It's going to take place. Really not surprising, but excited about it. Turns out some names are just the worst. Just 4 months after announcing that this story is so full
They
of
do
buns.
this to trip you up, Jason.
Yes,
I'm telling you.
I know. The hot dog-shaped Wienermobile was changing its name to the Frankmobile. The distinctive Wiener on wheels is reverting back to the original. Oscar Mayer, which has several of the vehicles, announced on Instagram that the Frankmobile is toast. The Wienermobile rides again. The name change, announced by the Kraft Heinz company in May, was meant to pay homage to the brand's 100% beef Franks and their new recipe. But for fans of the original name, that change was, frankly, ridiculous.
I see what you did there, Jason.
Yes.
That's
So
clever.
they're back. The Wienermobile is back. Occasionally, this thing makes its way through Northwest Arkansas. Always notable to see out there when it does. Well, here's one for you, John. I know baseball guy yourself. The childhood home of baseball legend Hank Aaron was on the move as it's being relocated to a neighborhood in Mobile, Alabama, where he grew up. The police escort led the way as the house made its way through the streets of Mobile, no doubt surprising some drivers. The house had been on display at the Bay Bears Stadium, but the city of Mobile lost control and ownership of the stadium, so it's now going back to Tolmanville, the neighborhood where Aaron lived as a child. The home will be located on the same property as the Mobile Police 3rd Precinct. City leaders say having the house there will preserve and highlight Aaron's legacy and attract visitors to the area. John, Hank Aaron, what a legend.
Well, he's one of the greatest players of all time, was a home run king until Barry Bonds overtook him in that record. And it's just really cool to see such a Mobile home, Jason.
Yes.
As we see.
Yes, thank
I'm so
you.
sorry. I apologize.
No, I mean, I just did all the...
I just read what's on the
Frank
teleprompter. I'm
jokes.
sorry. I had to say it. I apologize. But no, Hank Aaron, one of the greatest of all time.
There it is, the Mobile home.
I'm sorry.
Headed down the street. Well, switching gears to some sad news now. This just breaking today. Veteran actor Michael Gambon, who was known to many for his portrayal of the Hogwarts headmaster Albus Dumbledore in 6 of the 8 Harry Potter films, has died. A statement by his family issued by his publicist said he died following a bout of pneumonia. No matter what role he took on in a career that lasted more than 5 decades, Gambon was always instantly recognizable by the deep and drawling tones of his voice. He was cast as the much-loved Dumbledore after the death of his predecessor, Richard Harris, in 2002. Michael Gambon was 82 years old.
Absolute legend. I mean,
Legend.
he was knighted in 1998, and he was incredible in Layer Cake and The Insider and the original Singing Detective, which Robert Downey Jr. actually remade later on.
Absolutely. I loved him in a Wes Anderson film called Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou as well.
He's so good in that.
So whatever he was doing,
He made better.
He made better, yeah. He is to be celebrated for sure. Something else, looking forward to watching this weekend, director John Carney. He isn't done exploring the Dublin music scene in his films. The director of the 2007 hit musical Romance Once returns to the city again in Flora and Son, which follows 2 amateur musicians trying to find their purpose in their complicated lives. The film premiered at Sundance earlier this year and was sold quickly to Apple. Flora and Son is now playing in limited release in the U.S. and it's going to be streaming in most of the world on Apple TV Plus starting tomorrow, September the 29th. I have to say, I love a movie he did called Sing Street. He always adds some musical influence into his work. I'm sure as a DJ you can appreciate that.
Sing Street, by the way, is one of the more underrated projects. More people need to see it. It's just fantastic.
It's so good. It's so good. Our whole family sings it. We love the song. We love the soundtrack. So check out his work. John Carney's doing something right.
Yeah.